Thinking about upgrading your home before you sell? Think again. Not all home improvements add value. In fact, some of them can even hurt your home's resale price. Maybe you're thinking, you know what, I've always wanted a koi pond with the waterfall. Or you might be thinking, you know what, let's build a pizza oven that is all the rage on TikTok. Hold up. Some of these upgrades you're thinking about, they are like socks with sandals. Just because you can, it doesn't mean that you should. In fact, a few luxury pieces can actually sink your home's value faster than a lead balloon. Stick around because I'm going to go over 7 upgrades that you should absolutely skip. Plus, I will tell you what buyers actually want so that they fight over your home instead of judging you silently. Number 1 on the list is the big cannonball, and that is pools. On paper, it sounds amazing. You're thinking, you know what, we're gonna grill out, we're gonna have the pool right beside us, we're gonna have a pink flamingo floating in there, and we get to pretend we're at a 5-star resort. But the truth is, pools are expensive, they are risky, and not everybody wants one. If you're thinking you wanna build a pool, that can easily set you back $40,000 to $80,000 easy, and that is before the monthly maintenance, which can either feel like a full-time job or a full-time money pit. Many buyers see pools as nothing more than just a monthly cost. They also think, I don't want to spend my weekends having to fish leaves out of the pool all the time. So for many buyers, just that alone, the answer is no. And then there's a safety issue. Many families do not see pools as a perk, they see them as a hazard. Myself included, when I was first pregnant, I did not want to buy a house with a pool. I was absolutely terrified. No matter what you told me as far as safety features, gates, and alarms, to me, it was just too much of a risk. And there are many buyers out there that also feel the same way, not just with children, but some of them also have pets that are either small or older, and if they fell in, it just wouldn't be a good thing. And if you're in an area where pools just are not the norm, it can actually shrink your buyer pool, pun intended. You're welcome. While there are many buyers that do want a pool, they don't want a pool that was just added to the house, as well as the purchase price for that pool being added on as well. Build a pool only if you feel that you're going to enjoy it for years, not because you think you're going to hit the resale jackpot. Otherwise, you are just throwing $50,000 into the water. Now, number 2 is over-the-top landscaping. Now, if you've watched my other videos, you know that I feel that you should have curb appeal and you should have some good landscaping. But what I'm talking about here is investing a lot of money in over the top. This is where you've got like the beautiful gardens. It's like a botanical field ground. And then you've got the grass that looks like it belongs on a golf course. Maybe you're thinking, you know what? I'm going to put in some custom fountains. I'm going to put in that koi pond. And I love roses, so I'm going to have miles of roses. It's going to look stunning. But what a buyer sees is they see maintenance, 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 and a lot of work. They are not thinking, I can't wait to spend my Saturdays pruning 40 bushes of roses. What they are saying to themselves is, I don't have the time nor the budget. And even if I did have the time and the budget, I don't want to do it. And the price for over-the-top landscaping usually starts around $10,000 and just goes up from there. This is money that you're not likely going to be able to recoup. Many buyers, they are just looking for a clean, simple yard, something that they can come in and customize with their plants or their features. Here's my pro tip for you. Instead of going over the top landscaping, do things like just freshen up the mulch and then go to the store and get the annuals, you know, the ones that are pretty inexpensive, and then plant those nice annuals in there. Make sure that you trim back any tree limbs off of the house and off of the roof, and you'll also maintain and manicure the bushes. That is going to go so much further. Now, if you're already saying to yourself, oh my gosh, I'm thinking about selling, but I do not know which updates I should make or which ones you should absolutely avoid like the plague, let's chat. If you're here in Florida, I can come up with a strategy to help get you top dollar without wasting your money. Not in Florida? No problem. I will connect you with a trusted agent in your area that knows your market inside and out. Click on the link in the description below or scan the QR code and book a call with me today. Number 3 on the list, and the biggest issue that I am seeing today, is solar panels. They don't always pay off. As a matter of fact, I haven't seen one in which they have. Now, I may be wrong. Drop a comment in there and let me know if I'm wrong, but the cases that I've done, it's not working out. First up, the upfront cost is pretty steep. I've seen them around $15,000, but I just saw one around $50,000. And for these sellers, they thought they were going to stay in the house long enough to see the return on their investment, but many of them moved in less than 5 years. Plus, leased solar panels, they just scare the buyers off. Trust me, I know I'm dealing with it on so many of my transactions right now. So here's a real solar panel story. Right now, I'm working with the seller. They put on solar panels with a 25-year lease. They fully planned to be in the property for that long, and they didn't think anything of it. Unfortunately, the seller has become ill, and they have had to move out and sell the house. Now, there are 20 years remaining on that lease. And so buyers are coming in and they're saying, I don't want to buy the house and still have to pay for the lease. So we're having to price it so that the seller is going to pay off the lease at the time of the sale. So they are not enjoying all of the benefits that they would have had, but this is what's going to have to happen for a buyer to be able to purchase the property, because they don't want to take on the seller's decisions and the contracts that they've negotiated. In another situation regarding solar panels, I happen to manage a property for an owner who has solar panels on the house. Tenants absolutely love them. They're great. It was one of the selling points in which we were able to get the tenant into the property. The problem was a storm came through and it damaged the roof. We could not find a single roofing company that would come out and give an estimate for the roof replacement with the solar panels still on the roof. So then we had to contact the solar panel company and actually have them remove and store the solar panels so that we can get the roofers to come out, give the estimate. We got the roof repaired, but now it was time to put the solar panels back on. That took an engineering diagram, and we had to apply to the county, get it approved before the solar panels can get put back on. All in all, the process was 4 months. It was painful, it was miserable, and nobody was happy. The bottom line here is, if you want solar panels, get them for you, and hopefully you plan on staying on the property for a very, very long time. But don't get them because you think that the buyer is going to come in and they're going to want this energy efficiency that you are paying and passing that cost on to them, either through the increased purchase price or a long-term lease. Buyers do want an energy efficient home, but they don't want to be strapped with a 25 or 35-year lease just to have it. Now, if you're a buyer watching this, I would love to know if you've ever toured a home with the solar panels and you said to yourself, I love it, I'm only going to buy homes with solar panels. And if you're a seller and you had to sell a home with solar panels, how did that work out for you? Was it a good thing or was it a struggle? Let me know in the comments below. Number 4 of things that you should not do is convert your garage into a living space. Garages are like gold, and you never really appreciate it until it's gone. Now, I understand that many sellers convert their garages either into an extra bedroom or a workout space or even an office. But buyers come in there and they think, where am I going to put all of my stuff? Where am I going to park my car? Even if you do a top-notch conversion, it is still going to lower your home's appeal and its value. And in the appraisal, no, you are not going to get the same value for adding an office or a bedroom because they're going to take away for the garage that you lost. Converting your garage into living space is just spending thousands of dollars to turn a buyer off. One homeowner that came to me to sell their property had converted their garage into a great space. It was like a game room, office. It was absolutely awesome. But every home in that neighborhood had a 2-car garage, except for this one. The front of the home still had the look of the 2-car garage. So when buyers drove up, they saw the 2-car garage. But when they went inside to look at the 2-car garage and they found a game room, they were like, no. Every other house has a 2-car garage. I do not know where I'm going to park my car. I do not know where we're going to put all the stuff. And today, we have a lot of stuff. And for them, it was an absolute no. Now, it didn't fit the neighborhood because, like I said, all those homes had 2-car garages. So the seller ended up having to spend a lot of money to take out all the conversions and convert it back into a 2-car garage. After that, we were able to sell it. Number 5 is high-end kitchen and bathroom remodels, which is different from kitchen and bathroom remodel. This is high-end. Everyone loves a great kitchen and bathroom remodel, but there is a fine line between, wow, that's nice, and why is this house $100,000 higher than the neighbors? Dropping $80,000 on a chef's kitchen with imported marble and a Viking range might make you feel like a Food Network cooking star, But if your home is in a mid-range neighborhood, you are never going to see that money back. Same thing goes for the bathrooms. Buyers just want modern and clean, not spa day at the Ritz-Carlton. We recently had a seller come to us and they had painted their gorgeous kitchen from white to cobalt blue. All of the beautiful cabinetry, cobalt blue. And I like cobalt blue, but that doesn't mean that every buyer out there likes cobalt blue. It made the kitchen feel very, very small, and it was very customized to the seller's taste. After over 20 showings on the house and all the comments were the same, love the house, kitchen feels small and dark, the seller finally agreed to paint the cabinets back to white. We contacted all of the previous buyers who had seen the home, invited them to come back out and take another look at it, and it sold. That's right, now it felt fresh, it felt open, it felt bright, and it felt large. Buyers could see themselves living in that space and customizing it with their little decorations. So here's a rule of thumb. Stick to upgrades that match your home's value. A $10,000 refresh often beats a luxury overhaul. And talk to your real estate professional. I promise we will happily share with you exactly what buyers are looking for and what they're willing to pay for. And honestly, it is not your personal design styles and colors. Sorry. If you're feeling overwhelmed about which updates will boost your home's value, you don't have to figure it out alone. If you're planning to sell here in Florida, schedule a quick call with me today. I will give you a clear game plan on how to make your home irresistible to buyers. And if you're outside the state of Florida, don't worry, I've got you covered. I will connect you to a top agent in your market that will be able to walk you through this step by step. Book now before you sink another dollar into the wrong project. Link is in the description below. Number 6 on our list of upgrades you should not make, and that is built-in technology. I know, built-in technology sounds super fancy. You got your home theater, you got your whole house sound system, you've even got that refrigerator that talks to you and tells you when you're out of milk. The problem? Tech ages like milk, not like wine. What is high-end today changes so fast. Remember those built-in DVD players? Yeah, they did not age well. Besides, buyers don't want your custom setup. What they're thinking about when they go through the house is the cost of ripping it all out. And do you remember back in the day when, like, in the living room you had a wall and it had like a little cutout for the TV that was going to be there? And today TVs are like 75, 80 inches, even bigger for some places. And that little cutout is like a 50, 55 inch. Nothing says dated like these openings. Pro tip for you is to stick to removable gadgets. You know, things like the Nest thermostat, sound pods, Ring doorbells. Buyers love them and they won't tank your home's resale value. Number 7, wall-to-wall carpet. Back in the day, wall-to-wall carpet said cozy. Now it just screams, I can't wait to rip this out. Buyers are looking for wood, tile, luxury vinyl plank because they're cleaner, they're more durable, and they don't carry a history of pet accidents and allergens. The client came to me to list their house, and by the time they got to me, they had already made the decision and pulled out all the wood floors and put carpet throughout. Every single showing ended with, we're gonna have to take this carpet out. Now I understand it was brand new carpet, but that didn't change the fact that the buyers were looking at it and they're thinking like, oh, the dog is gonna destroy this floor. The kids are gonna drop things on this floor. I have an aging parent or a family member that's in a walker or a wheelchair and they just can't roll on this carpet. And that house was getting no offers. After so much feedback, the seller went ahead and decided to go ahead and pull out the carpet in the main living areas and replace it with a luxury vinyl plank. It was okay to keep the carpet in the bedrooms, and the seller was able to get an offer in just a couple weeks. What we're seeing today is that buyers are looking for move-in ready floors. They want that tile floor, that wood floor, that luxury vinyl plank floor, but they don't want carpet. If anything, they're going to end up bringing in like a throw rug that fits their personality and their style. If you're thinking about selling and you want to know exactly which updates are actually going to bring you money, please reach out to me. I am happy to help sellers figure out the strategy to make improvements to their home that's going to get them top dollar and not waste their money on the wrong project. If you're local, I am so happy to work with you. If you're not local, I am happy to find somebody who will help you. You can find my information in the link below or scan the QR code. You will find that we're going to ask you to book a call, and that is because the schedule is really, really busy and it's really hard for me to answer every single call and every single text. So if I get you on the calendar, I can dedicate that 30 minutes just for you and specifically the questions that you have. And best of all, there's no charge for this. This is just 100% free to help you, because I think that everybody can use a helping hand. So there you have it, 7 upgrades that can backfire. Let me know if you've made any one or more of these upgrade mistakes. Or if I've missed one, please let me know. Maybe I'll use it in the next video. When it comes to selling your house, you want it to be presented as fresh and clean, and somebody can just imagine stepping in and living there. Skip the flashy personal touches and focus on the smart updates that buyers want. Thanks for watching. I'll see you in the next video.